Undoubtedly, Kenya boasts the most significant economy in East Africa, and its trajectory indicates a relentless pursuit of growth. Since gaining independence, Kenya has actively fostered rapid economic expansion through strategic public investments, the promotion of smallholder agricultural production, and the facilitation of private and foreign industrial ventures. Kenya's financial sector stands out as vibrant, well-developed, and the most diversified in the region, boasting the highest financial inclusion in East Africa. The banking sector is characterized by strong capitalization, profitability, and adherence to recommended thresholds for capital adequacy and liquidity ratios. Before the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, Kenya had distinguished itself as one of Africa's fastest-growing economies, achieving an impressive annual growth rate of 5.9% from 2010 to 2018. Despite the countless challenges posed by the pandemic and other factors, Kenya has defied expectations and is positioning itself as a frontier in Africa. Kenya has demonstrated resilience, with its economic performance showing notable strength in 2023. What specific strategies and measures is Kenya implementing to drive itself toward this notable growth? Kenya has consistently pursued its developmental aspirations throughout its history, even in the face of the challenges encountered during the struggle for independence. In 1962, Jomo Kenyatta, a prominent freedom fighter who played a pivotal role in liberating the country from British rule, was released from prison and assumed the position of Kenya's inaugural Prime Minister. This marked a significant milestone as Kenya achieved independence on December 12, 1963. The subsequent year witnessed Kenya's transformation into a republic, with Kenyatta assuming the presidency. In that same year, Kenya also joined the British Commonwealth. Since 1963, Kenya's population has surged from over 8.1 million to over 43 million, making it the sixth most populous country in sub-Saharan Africa. Despite robust economic performance in the 1960s and early 1970s, Kenya faced economic challenges in the 1980s and 1990s. Despite maintaining political stability and a consistent development strategy during this period, the country experienced persistently low growth and limited economic transformation. In the 1960s and 1970s, the Kenyan government implemented significant regulatory measures in the market to address issues related to the balance of payments and inflationary pressures. In the 1980s and 1990s, Kenya undertook economic reforms, focusing on market efficiency, structural adjustments, and notable institutional changes. Since the early 2000s, the country's economy has experienced significant growth, supported by robust institutions, increased political accountability, and notable privatization of state corporations, including Safaricom's transformation into East Africa's most profitable company. Through substantial private investment, Kenya did encounter substantial economic challenges in the 2000s, with growth swinging from a low of 0.6% in 2000 to 3.8% in 2001, and then dipping back to 0.5% in 2002. After a peaceful change of government in December 2002, led by Mwai Kibaki, Kenya saw a marked upturn in economic growth. Under Kibaki's leadership, the country's economy expanded consistently from 2.9% in 2003 to a remarkable 7.1% in 2007, the highest in over 2 decades. This accelerated growth was attributed to bold economic and structural reforms outlined in the Economic Recovery Strategy, a 5-year blueprint addressing macroeconomic vulnerabilities. Kenya gained regional prominence under Kibaki through infrastructure development and governance reforms, elevating its status in Africa. Over the years, Kenya's economy has significantly expanded, with GNI per capita rising from $100 in 1962 to $2,170 in 2022. Despite challenges, the country's robust economy outpaces other low and middle income nations. In 2023, Kenya experienced a strengthened economic performance, marked by a GDP growth acceleration from 4.8% to an estimated 5%. This recovery was driven by a resilient agriculture sector, moderate growth in services, improved food supply, effective monetary policy, a tourism rebound, expanded private sector credit, and anticipated growth in agro-processing. Since gaining independence in 1963, Kenya has actively implemented a range of strategies and policies aimed at stimulating investment growth and support. Notably, the country initiated the Foreign Investment Protection Act in 1964 and later established the Investment Promotion Center in 1982, evolving into the Kenya Investment Authority in 2004. In the last 2 decades, KenInvest has played a pivotal role in attracting foreign direct investment to Kenya. By implementing strategic policies and regulations, KenInvest has facilitated economic growth in many sectors. Kenya also plays a crucial role in the East African community, being the largest economy and having the highest population in the region. This position grants Kenya substantial influence in regional trade, infrastructure development, and security cooperation. Kenya's voice carries significant weight within the EAC, shaping regional policies and guiding the community's trajectory. Kenya also advocates for regional integration and economic development, exemplified by its support for initiatives like the EAC Common Market Protocol and the promotion of harmonized trade policies. Also, due to its strategic geographic location in the region, Kenya has become a pivotal ally for Western powers in counter-terrorism efforts and regional stability initiatives. This collaboration grants Kenya access to foreign aid, military equipment, and diplomatic support, significantly strengthening its influence in the region. Kenya also has major sectors attracting foreign direct investment, including manufacturing, financial services, information and communication technology, and business support services. Historically, substantial FDI originated from countries like the UK, US, India, Mauritius, South Africa, and Japan. Nevertheless, there is now a notable shift with China, Belgium, Nigeria, France, and Germany emerging as significant contributors to FDI inflows in Kenya. With some assistance from foreign countries, particularly China, Kenya has fortified its position as a key regional transportation and financial hub. Serving as the gateway to the East African market with a population of 300 million, the Kenyan government has strategically invested in enhancing its trade routes and transportation infrastructure. Recognized as the economic powerhouse of East Africa, Kenya has undergone a substantial infrastructure transformation driven by Chinese investments. China's key interest in developing Kenyan infrastructure, with an estimated $5.6 billion invested since 2013, is positioning Kenya to potentially emerge as a dominant economic force in Africa. China's involvement in projects such as the development of the Mombasa port aligns with Kenya's growing economic potential, especially with the commercial viability of the nation's oil assets on the horizon. China's investments in Kenya encompasses other projects, including road construction, expansion of the standard gauge railway, and modernization of airports and the ICT sector. The $14 billion rail project by China Road and Bridge Corporation connecting Mombasa to Nairobi has significantly reduced transportation costs and time, benefiting businesses and consumers. Integral to Kenya's Vision 2030 National Development Program, the standard gauge railway plays a central role in industrializing the country and promoting socio-economic development. Both the Kenyan and Chinese governments affirm their commitment to collaborating on the Belt and Road Initiative, a large-scale project aimed at enhancing global connectivity and trade by developing infrastructure across Asia, Europe, and Africa. This initiative opens avenues for African countries to access new markets, attract foreign investments, and foster development opportunities. The China Road and Bridge Corporation is also actively involved in various road projects, including the Lapsset Corridor and a highway linking Kenya and South Sudan. In the energy sector, Chinese companies have invested in renewable energy projects such as solar and wind farms, contributing to Kenya's initiatives to diversify its energy mix. Kenya steadily progresses towards becoming the leading powerhouse in Africa, propelled by its government's unwavering commitment to growth. Beyond foreign contributions to its development, Kenya boasts numerous advantages that form a solid foundation for its potential dominance on the continent. Nestled strategically along the Indian Ocean with fertile lands, a burgeoning population, and a well-educated citizenry, Kenya possesses the essential elements to emerge as Africa's foremost nation. Its flourishing tech sector, robust diplomatic ties, and superior East African infrastructure further strengthen its competitive edge against counterparts like Ethiopia and Nigeria. Despite challenges such as income inequality, corruption, and climate change, Kenya faces comparatively fewer internal and external obstacles, suggesting a smoother trajectory towards heightened influence. The nation's path to regional leadership relies on adeptly navigating these challenges while capitalizing on its inherent strengths. You can explore Africa's hidden narratives and untold stories by subscribing to our channel. Dive deep into the continent's rich history, unravel geopolitical complexities, and navigate its dynamic economy. This isn't just about staying informed, it's a journey to challenge misconceptions and celebrate Africa. Join a community passionate about understanding, engaging, and appreciating Africa. Hit subscribe, embrace the unknown, and be part of reshaping perspectives.